Imagine standing in the middle of your home, surrounded by things, clothes you rarely wear, gadgets gathering dust, shelves overflowing with books you've barely touched. Your inbox is flooded with ads promising happiness through the next purchase, and your calendar is packed with obligations that leave you drained. You feel it, don't you? That quiet ache of overwhelm, the sense that life is slipping through your fingers, cluttered by excess and weighed down by choices that don't truly serve you. What if there was a way to step out of this cycle, to live with less but feel richer, to choose with intention and rediscover a sense of peace? This is where the Japanese philosophy of Mottainai comes in, a gentle, profound call to mindful consumption that can transform how you live, love, and connect with the world around you. Mottainai isn't just about buying less. It's about choosing better, valuing what you have, and crafting a life that feels deeply, authentically yours. Let's walk this path together, exploring how this ancient wisdom can guide you toward simplicity, meaning, and a richer way of being in a world that often feels too full. Mottainai is a word that carries a quiet weight, a blend of regret and reverence. In Japanese, it expresses a sense of sorrow over waste, wasting resources, time, or potential. It's the pang you feel when you throw away food that could have been eaten, or when you discard something still useful out of carelessness. Historically, Mottainai was rooted in Japan's resource-scarce past, where every scrap of cloth, every grain of rice was treated with respect. But its spirit goes deeper than practicality. It's a mindset that honors the interconnectedness of all things: people, objects, nature. To live with Mottainai is to see value in what's before you, to make choices that reflect gratitude and mindfulness, and to reject the throwaway culture that dominates so much of modern life. In a world where fast fashion, single-use plastics, and endless upgrades are the norm, Mottainai invites you to pause and ask, what truly matters? What deserves my time, money, and energy? By embracing this philosophy, you're not just decluttering your home or simplifying your budget. You're reclaiming your attention, your purpose, and your joy. Think about your life right now. Maybe you're scrolling through online stores late at night, adding things to your cart because they're on sale, only to feel a fleeting rush that fades by morning. Or perhaps you're staring at a closet full of clothes, yet you still feel like you have nothing to wear. These are symptoms of a deeper disconnection, a cycle of mindless consumption that promises fulfillment but delivers clutter and stress. Mottainai offers a way out, not by demanding you give up everything, but by encouraging you to choose with care. It's about quality over quantity, about investing in things that last, that spark joy, that align with who you are and who you want to be. When you buy less but choose better, you free yourself from the weight of excess. You create space, physical, mental, emotional, for what truly enriches your life. Imagine a home where every object has a purpose or brings you delight, a schedule that reflects your priorities, a heart unburdened by the need to keep up with trends or expectations. This is the freedom Mottainai offers. Let's consider what mindful consumption, the Mottainai way, looks like in practice. It starts with awareness, a willingness to notice your habits without judgment. Take a moment to reflect. How often do you buy something impulsively? How many of your possessions do you truly use or love? These questions aren't meant to shame you. They're an invitation to understand your relationship with consumption. Mottainai teaches that every choice is an opportunity to honor value. When you're tempted to buy something new, pause and ask, do I need this? Will it add meaning to my life? Is there a way to use what I already have instead? This simple act of reflection can shift your perspective. For example, instead of buying a new outfit for every occasion, you might rediscover pieces in your wardrobe, mixing and matching them with creativity. Instead of grabbing takeout in plastic containers, you might cook a meal with ingredients you already have, savoring the process and the savings. These small choices ripple outward, reducing waste, easing financial strain, and fostering a sense of gratitude for what's already yours. The benefits of living with Mottainai are both tangible and intangible, touching every corner of your life. Physically, your spaces become clearer, fewer things to clean, organize, or replace. A decluttered home feels like a sanctuary, a place where you can breathe and be yourself. Financially, buying less but choosing better saves money over time. Instead of spending on cheap disposable items, you invest in quality, a sturdy pair of shoes, a well-made pan, a piece of art that inspires you. These choices not only last longer, but also deepen your appreciation for what you own. Emotionally, Mottainai brings clarity and peace. When you stop chasing the next purchase, you let go of the pressure to keep up. You begin to see abundance in what you already have. A warm meal, a quiet evening, a conversation with someone you love. Spiritually, Mottainai nurtures a sense of connection to the earth, to others, to your own purpose. By wasting less, you honor the resources that sustain you, from the farmers who grow your food to the artisans who craft your goods. This interconnectedness fosters gratitude, grounding you in a deeper sense of meaning. Contrast this with the habits many of us fall into. Mindless consumption, buying things we don't need, hoarding items just in case, discarding what's still useful, creates a cycle of dissatisfaction. You buy a cheap shirt because it's trendy, only to find it falls apart after one wash. You upgrade your phone every year, not because you need to, but because it's what everyone does. These choices pile up, filling your home with clutter, your mind with guilt, your wallet with debt. The irony is that the more you consume, the less fulfilled you feel. Advertisements promise happiness, but they deliver fleeting dopamine hits, leaving you craving the next fix. Mottainai breaks this cycle by shifting your focus from having more to valuing what you have. It's not about deprivation, it's about discernment. You don't stop buying altogether. You buy with intention, choosing items that align with your values and enhance your life. Let's paint a picture of how Mottainai might look in your daily life. Imagine you're shopping for a new winter coat. The old you might have grabbed the cheapest option or the flashiest brand, swayed by discounts or status. The Mottainai you takes a different approach. You start by checking your closet. Maybe your current coat just needs a repair or a refresh. If you truly need a new one, you research options, prioritizing quality and sustainability. You choose a coat that's warm, durable, and timeless, even if it costs more upfront. You know it'll last for years, saving you money and reducing waste. When you wear it, you feel a quiet pride, knowing you made a thoughtful choice. Or consider your kitchen. Instead of tossing leftovers, you get creative, turning last night's rice into a stir-fry or a soup. You start composting food scraps, reducing your environmental footprint. These small acts aren't just practical, they're empowering. They remind you that you have the power to shape your life, one intentional choice at a time. To bring Mottainai into your life, start with small, manageable steps. Begin by decluttering one area, say, your desk or your pantry. As you sort through items, ask, does this serve a purpose? Does it bring me joy? If not, let it go with gratitude, perhaps donating it to someone who can use it. This process isn't just about physical stuff. It's about letting go of guilt or attachment. Next, practice mindful purchasing. Before buying something, give yourself a 24-hour pause to reflect. Write down what you want to buy and why. Does it align with your needs or values? You might be surprised how often the urge fades. When you do buy, prioritize quality and sustainability. Support local artisans. Choose eco-friendly materials or opt for secondhand treasures. Another powerful exercise is to track your waste for a week. Notice what you throw away: food, packaging, paper, and look for ways to reduce it. Maybe you switch to reusable bags, buy in bulk, or repair instead of replace. These habits build slowly, but they compound, creating a life that feels lighter and more intentional. Challenges will arise, and that's okay. You might feel tempted by a sale or pressured by social norms to keep up. You might worry that choosing quality means spending too much, or that decluttering means losing part of your identity. When these doubts creep in, return to Mottainai's core question: what is the value of this choice? If you're stretched financially, focus on small wins, repairing what you own, borrowing instead of buying, or finding joy in what's free, like a walk in nature. If you're attached to your possessions, start with items that feel less personal, like old papers or expired food. Be gentle with yourself. Mottainai isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each step you take, each item you reuse, each purchase you rethink, brings you closer to a life of clarity and purpose. Mottainai also weaves beautifully with other Japanese philosophies, deepening its impact. Consider wabi-sabi, the art of finding beauty in imperfection. When you embrace wabi-sabi alongside Mottainai, you learn to cherish worn-in objects, a chipped mug, a faded scarf, for the stories they tell. This mindset reduces the urge to replace things just because they're no longer perfect. Or take Kaizen, the practice of continuous improvement. Applying Kaizen to Mottainai means making small, consistent changes, using a reusable water bottle one day, mending a torn shirt the next. Over time, these efforts transform your habits and your life. Ikigai, the pursuit of purpose, complements Mottainai by encouraging you to align your consumption with what gives you meaning. When you spend on experiences or tools that support your passions, a cooking class, a journal, a hike. You invest in your joy, not just your stuff. Let's ground this in a story. Meet Sarah, a 30-something graphic designer drowning in the chaos of modern life. Her apartment was stuffed with impulse buys, clothes she'd worn once, gadgets she'd forgotten how to use. Her bank account was strained, her mind was foggy, and she felt disconnected from her creative spark. One day, she stumbled across the concept of Mottainai while reading about Japanese culture. Intrigued, she decided to try it. She started small, clearing out her desk and donating old art supplies to a community center. She felt a surprising relief, like shedding a weight she hadn't noticed. Next, she tackled her shopping habits, pausing before each purchase to ask if it was necessary. She began choosing quality, a single pair of boots instead of 3 cheap pairs, a locally made cutting board instead of a plastic one. She started cooking more, using every part of her vegetables, even the stems. Over months, her home became a haven, her finances stabilized, and her creativity flourished. She wasn't perfect. She still splurged occasionally, but she felt in control, grounded, alive. Mottainai didn't just change her habits, it changed how she saw herself and her place in the world. As you embark on your own Mottainai journey, picture the life you're creating. A life where your home reflects your values, where your choices honor the earth and its resources, where your heart feels full without needing more. This isn't about giving up pleasure or ambition. It's about redefining what abundance means. It's about savoring a single, well-made cup of coffee instead of rushing through a dozen. It's about wearing a favorite sweater until it's threadbare, loving it more for its imperfections. It's about saying no to what doesn't serve you, so you can say yes to what does. Time with loved ones, moments of quiet, the pursuit of your dreams. Mottainai is a rebellion against waste, against distraction, against a world that tells you you're not enough. It's a quiet, powerful act of reclaiming your life. So, where do you begin? Right now, take a deep breath and look around you. Notice one thing: a shirt, a gadget, a piece of trash that you can approach with Mottainai's wisdom. Maybe you mend it, repurpose it, or simply appreciate it. Let this be your first step, a small but meaningful act of intention. As you move forward, carry Mottainai's question with you. What is the value of this? Ask it when you shop, when you eat, when you plan your day. Let it guide you toward choices that feel true, that bring you peace, that make your life richer in the ways that matter most. You don't need to change everything at once. Start where you are, with what you have. Trust that each mindful choice is a seed, planting the roots of a simpler, more meaningful life. You're not just consuming less, you're living more. And in that shift, you'll find a freedom, a clarity, a joy that no purchase could ever match. Welcome to the Mottainai Way, the Mottainai Way, the Mottainai Way.